All resellers are going to make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping easy by your side.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. It's been very busy here for us. I've been, you guys know this is the time of year where I get in and start gathering data for all of my sales stuff and my business stuff and my eBay stuff and the business I do off of eBay stuff, and try to get everything together, all the data together, and that includes combing accounts and cards and PayPal accounts. It's nuts. So I've been very, very busy and kind of been behind this week. Finding, like today I had to go pick up some merchandise, and it's like I haven't even processed the stuff that we picked up last week. Just trying to do a whole lot of things. So doing the show, and after the show I'm gonna be out in the garage playing catch up, kind of. So that explains why I haven't really put a whole lot of content out. So those of you guys have been looking for videos, I apologize. I'm really going to try to get more done here as soon as I can get a chance. So the topic I was thinking about today is sourcing, and there's a lot of people talking about having slow sales and wondering what the hell's going on. Whether or not your end items sell similar and all that stuff, and there's a lot of things that you can do to help a store that's kind of struggling right now. But I think we should diagnose what's going on to the root of what's happening with a lot of stores. And I do a lot of research on stores. You guys who are members have been involved in the members only lives know that I like to go in and dive into stores. And the one thing that I notice from a lot of stores, these like the random stores that I select, not necessarily the ones that people volunteer, is just what is being bought. What are you buying? Now, of course, we don't know how much someone's buying something for, but the number one thing that has a huge impact on your sales, and it starts here, this number one step in reselling, is your sourcing. How you source. There's so many different levels of that. There's strategies, and what I think I notice is that the folks that don't have a strategy are the ones that tend to struggle. These are the sellers that tend to just go and buy a little of everything. They buy the $10 items, they buy the $100 items, they buy all the items in between, and there's really no strategy with the pricing. Like, okay, this seems... I even watch videos where it's like, oh, I bought this thing it sells for $150, I paid $50. And it's like, well, it doesn't leave you a whole lot of room if you're doing all the things that eBay wants you to do. The things that we hate to do, like promoting and markdown sales and taking offers, dealing with buyers, sending offers and things like that. But if you're not sourcing properly, you're not going to be in position to be able to do those things. And I think, sometimes we bring up all those little things that you can do, and they're like, man, there's not enough juice on the bone, meat on the bone, or juice in the squeeze or juice in the bone. People like juice in the bone. That's a fresh piece of meat. But it makes it difficult for you to do the things that we talk about. And then here I am talking about doing all these things, and I'm looked at as kind of a villain. Like, who the hell is this guy to say that I should be doing these things? I can't make money if I did all the things that he does. But I think sometimes there are times where this is just my opinion, and I can do a better job when I'm out at the yard sales for sure, is passing on things that seem promising, but at the end of the day, there's just not enough meat on the bone. Now, of course, you can buy, and this is where I get attacked by people like, or different lounge acts decide to attack me when I say, the question is, can you make money selling low STR, which is sell-through rate, low sell-through rate, low ASP, low average sell price items? Yes, you can make a full-time living, in fact, doing that. It's very, very hard to do, and there's very few success stories.
You can do it!
But you have to really have a heck of a system in place, and you have to be able to have a way to get stuff listed in volume which a lot of these programs like TreeCAT now have an AI listing program that allows you to do just that. But if you are kind of just a one-man band, not incorporating AI, just trying to do it all on your own and buying low sell-through rate, low ASP items, you're going to be frustrated, and it's going to be very, very difficult. And you better be in those items for very, very cheap if you're going to make it even worth your time. But even then, without systems in place, you're going to have a hard time succeeding. Myself, I chose a different route, and that is try to find higher ASP, above average sell-through rate items. I'm not saying I have to have iPhones or the top of the line. And we talked about this on the Profit Playbook podcast on Saturday. The question I posed to the group was, what do you think about your items on a scale of 1 to 10? And maybe this is a question for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, an honest assessment of the kind of items that you're picking up to resell, with the lowest being like, I wouldn't even consider selling that. I wouldn't recommend my worst enemy sell that item, versus, wow, if I could just get an unlimited supply of this thing, I would be, able to retire early. Okay. Most people rate their items too high. Okay. And I think an honest assessment does help, because if you think that your items are better than they are, you're going to lead yourself down the wrong path. The expectations of how items are going to perform for you are going to be higher than they actually are, and that leaves the disappointment. You're going to have good weeks, but you're going to have a lot of bad weeks, and you're going to tend to kind of blame other things. But it comes down to the one thing, and that is the sourcing and having a strategy. Now, you might say, okay, that's easier said than done, John. What's your strategy? Well, I can tell you that I put out a video. It's a 40-40 method. Now, that's an extreme one where you're paying 40% of what you're going to make on the item, okay? Or it turns out to be like 16% of retail for liquidators like me, but that's even high. I mean, I would say, heck, I'm buying items that, we're spending like 10% on about 10% of what we're going to sell it for, which is a lot lower.
That's at the highest that is 10%.
Right.
A lot of times we get our items much lower than 10% if we're doing it correctly.
But yard sales are full of items like that. I mean, I just think sometimes we find an item that's familiar. We're willing to pay 5, knowing we can make 20. But how much work is that going to take out of your day to list those items, those 5 to 20 items, where maybe you wait on a 5 to 50 item, 5 to 60
Or they
item.
just come home and they sit in your pile, and you just keep accumulating and accumulating and accumulating.
Yeah.
And nothing really happens.
But we talk about reselling problems. It boils down to that. It boils down to that's the root. That's the root. That's where everything grows as in relation to how well you source. And if you don't have I think that's the other part that goes with it. If you don't have a strategy, a formula, maybe a way to list a lot of this lower end items, you're going to have really a lot more problems, because you only have 24 hours in a day, and I assure you don't want to spend 16 of that sitting behind a computer listing items. So just wanted to start the conversation with that. I know it's going to upset a lot of people, but I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you my opinion and what I've seen. I've done a lot of research on stores. I'm not just one guy that's in tunnel vision looking at just my 2 stores. Do a lot of, if you guys are members, come and check it out. Check out the roundtables that we've done, and you'll see that there's a wide variety of stores out there that we look at, and it kind of boils down to the whether you're successful it starts there with what you're into it for and what you're selling.
It does start there, but I think all of the other aspects to play a big role as well, like shipping and processing of the item itself. Does it work? Is it clean? Does it look presentable for pictures? Did you take adequate pictures, or did you run by and just snap a photo? And I think it all plays a big role.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah. And, hey, that might be the hardest thing to change, is how you're sourcing. But if you're struggling, if you're that everything buyer that's buying the $10 items just as, as often as you're buying the $50 to $100 ASP items. That's tough, and we tried to go down that road, and it led us almost led us to ruin. Having to work the gig apps and all the extra that went along with that, just to make ends meet. It was a change that we had to make in our business in order for everything else to fall into place. Because we were doing all the things we talked about on this channel, but the sourcing was what was holding us back. So hopefully that encourages somebody out there. If you're struggling, the root cause could have nothing to do with anything that eBay's doing or anything you're doing on eBay. It could be how that you're attacking the first step. You say something?
No, you talk too long.
Anyway, let me see who's with us today. We've got In It to Flip It. Says, first, can you visualize me landing in the superhero knee pose? Yes.
Yes.
With a little flip. Mike Mecco says, hi, John and Jenna and family. You're right. Sourcing is key. Our success depends on it. I keep an eye on high STR and ASP items. Looking back, I laugh when I remember what I used to pick up to sell.
True. Yeah.
And we have...
It was so embarrassing when we first got let go from our job, and the panic, waking up that next Monday morning and going, okay.
No, it was weird.
What's the routine? Where do we...
The comical part was the being proud of, we went to, we were sitting there watching,
so
who was it? Some sneaker sellers. I think one was,
Hustlebee.
Yeah, Hustlebee was one of them, but this is back in 2018, 19, we first went full time. But before that, I was watching Hustlebee's, sneaker videos and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, go to Ross, go to Burlington, go to all the places and find the sneakers. And we go out and find them, and I'm like, this is questionable, but I'm gonna buy it anyway. And we got back home, we found a haul. We had a big ass picture that we took of all the stuff that we picked up. Remember those stupid ass owls? We got them at Ross. I think it was Ross. We got them in the clearance section. There's these owls.
Oh yeah.
And they're in clearance, and they wouldn't shut the hell up.
They were in the garage talking.
Yeah, and they wouldn't shut the hell up, and they wouldn't sell. So they stayed in our garage, talking, and I'm all, this sucks. We were all proud. We posted these pictures on Facebook about our haul and how we're gonna.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it was pretty sad, but thankfully for liquidation, I decided, you know what? There's got to be more to this. I dove in, did my homework, found my own path. And we've never looked back with liquidation.
And we constantly evolve. This business is never going to stay the same. It's going to change. It's going to be evolving constantly as times change. And relevant items become popular or not popular, or wanted or not wanted. Okay. Every day you learn something new. And I hate to be a broken record based on what John says, but being comfortable is probably your worst mistake.
Yeah. I think for some, it's like, why do I want to go to a yard sale and spend $200 to $300 and, maybe not get as many items as I can get for $100, but, depending on what you're selling, it could definitely change. For us, it wasn't about the yard sales. It was about what we were picking up in liquidation and how we were doing it. And we were buying at one point those mystery boxes, and we were finding, good things in there, but 90% weren't very good.
Yeah.
It
was like going to the bins and getting the leftovers of what everybody else had not wanted.
And not everyone's going to be able to find good sourcing avenues, but my question to you is, do you just settle? Do you just settle for whatever, that's available to you? Is that worth your time? Is my other question. how much are you really making when you resell? And look, the idea is not to discourage you from reselling. I mean, I guess there's people out there that say that the only purpose that we have these channels is to make you feel like you need to keep going down an endless path of reselling when you should be doing other things. But my goal here is to be real with you guys about reselling, and you know, is the opportunities available to you worth your time to be a reseller? You know, if we're being honest about it, because if it wasn't for finding some things to do differently back in 2023 with the way we do it, I don't know if we'd still be reselling or even having this channel, to be honest with you. Thomas says, not first, but I beat Duncan. We'll take it. There
That's
you go.
all that matters, right?
Nothing but crickets, cicadas, and Jenna's KFC. Sales as slow as stubborn mule. Oh, that's horrible. My promoted listings keep failing during bulk editing. Can you ask AI why? Now, you know, I noticed something. Not bulk edit, but we've done like the end item relist or sell similar. We do that every day. But and the PC won't tell you this, but when I go to relist, it's not keeping my current promoted rates for those listings, and it's turning promoted off. Now, some of you might say, oh, that's good, but no, it's not good. I found 23 on the main store, and for those of you guys who check out the posts that I send, we had 61 on the second store that were not promoted.
When I went to go start shipping this morning, there was like another 11 that were not promoted, so I did a bulk.
Another 11.
Mm-hmm.
So what that meant was that was this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I did this morning was to do the promotion, or the end item sell similar. So it probably did the same thing with those as well, and you saw it. So that sucks. That means the other ones.
Well, I think it's just something we have to keep.
No, I'm just gonna have to go in and make sure that before I go in and relist, that I go in and set.
It wasn't 11. It was 7.
7%?
No, it was
7
just
items?
7 items.
So that's weird. There's something going on with eBay. So you just got to keep an eye on that. And that's another reason why you should have the app on your phone. Some of you don't want to be bothered with dealing with the eBay stuff on your phone, but have the app on your phone so that you can pull up your sales breakdown, and it'll tell you how many items that you have that are not promoted, if that's important to you.
And that was
someone like Todd. You don't need that.
And that was the thing, is that we had all those items that they were not promoted, but if you go on the website, you can't see it. It wasn't showing like it is like right in your face on the app.
Coppercat says, hello FA family, listening while recovering from cataract surgery.
Oh my goodness. Well, at least you had it done, and you're gonna be great in no time.
I've told this story before, but I'll tell you the story of my dad. My dad, when he was alive, he had cataract surgery a couple years before he passed away, but we were playing golf like once a month. And he's like, yeah, I got to have this cataract surgery. Got the cataract surgery. He's like, everything's like green now, really bright. And we went and played a round of golf, and he played worse than ever. And like by the time we hit the 18th hole, he's like, I want my cataract back. He's like, I can't play golf anymore. I remember that. Jovio says, hey, FA fam, Jenna, this one is for you. Happy National Chip and Dip Day. So move over, John.
My favorite day of the year.
Chip and his dip are taking the reins today.
Yes, I love chips and dip of any kind.
I like chips and salsa better.
I love chips
My
and
thing
salsa,
is chips and
but
salsa.
I love chips and dip, or even pretzels and dip, or vegetables and dip. You name it, I like to dip it.
It was like a skinny dip. Keith says, hi all, nice to see you.
Hello, Keith.
And Derek W. Pat, hello all you beautiful people, happy Monday.
Hi, Derek.
And that's what Keith said. Callie Deb says, hello John, Jenna, and chat, happy Monday.
Oh, happy Monday.
Joe Samard's with us.
Hello, Joe.
And Christopher Nutter.
Christopher.
Trying to get at least acknowledge the folks that are here all the time. Make sure that
Henri
do
Squaw.
that. Henri Squaw, we said that. We said hi already. Mike Seller says, South Dakota, greetings from Mike and Ranger.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Ranger.
Casey, New York, and
hello,
Ping G.
Hello.
Let's see. I guess.
Thomas.
New
what?
Yellowstone trailer drop. Dutton Ranch, Rip and Beth.
Why haven't I seen that?
I don't know. Keith says, "Hey John, here is a question. How do you put the messages on screen in your OBS?"
Oh, it's a process.
Well, there's an add-on that you have to get, and it is called live chat. No, is it live chat overlay? I think it's called live chat overlay. It's a Chrome extension, and once you have that Chrome extension on, then there's a few steps you have to take to set it up within your browser. But just a series of YouTube videos, that'll show you how to do it. Mike Langdon says, "Hi all, happy Monday. Nice to see you."
Mike.
Mike G says, "Hello. Some days are good and some not so good. Today is running great." There you go.
I don't even know what today looks like. I've been shipping literally since 8 o'clock this morning.
I mean, sales haven't been great. We're up 17% over the last 30 days. I mean, yesterday we had $222 in sales on the main account, 144 today. Nothing at all to get excited about. But the other account, the second account, which is kind of has been up until this year, our throwaway account has been somewhat better, quite a bit better. I think we're still up like 100% month over month. I think I have an offer here, but we had a $370 day yesterday, and we had an $89 day today. You're taking care of the offer?
I was, but it won't look. It says one
offer not sent. Oh, that's the one. Well,
it's the dog brace.
I think because they probably bought. But let's see, where are we going to sell this air compressor for?
I just do 11.11.
Oh, they accepted 40. No, this is the offer. Yeah, I'll take it. We're here to sell some items here. So they bought an AC compressor ad for $53.99. They wanted to buy it for $40 plus shipping. So there you go. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Brenda Smith says, "Hello, everyone. Nice to see you."
Hi,
and Mark is having AC issues. That sucks. Get it fixed now because you got a couple months before it's going to get even worse. Derek says, "I'm at fault with my everything store. I've been ending and relisting every day, but I'm not feeding the beast with new listings.
Got my sale.
I made 2 sales in 2 weeks, and I'm thinking about doing a total delist of all my items, wait for 24 hours, then relist them again to see if that might help any until I get the time back to list." I think you have to have a combination of listing and I'm a firm believer of this. When I was gone, I did 1 day out of the 5 days I was gone, and the next day I had great sales on the end item sales similar. And I think from what I've seen is the things that you do today don't really kick in for like 12 to 24 hours. It's like that time to process. So eBay's gonna say, "Oh, he's finally giving me some attention. I'll wait 12 to 24 hours to give him some attention back." I think that helps a little bit to do that, but you really got to get into that flow of listing, even if it's a handful of items. I mean, it doesn't have to be 30, 40, 50 items. There's some days that I make do 5 or 6 items, $400 or $500 worth of value, and just go with it. But I always do the end item sell similar process when I'm at home. Coinky Dink Alert.
Coinky Dink
Alert. Just got to share this. Wasn't able to watch Primo and Spans live today, so I read some of the chat while trying to list. Squirrel, so I went back to listing a pain in the ass. So I didn't get a chance to really see all the show today. I had to make an emergency run to go pick up I had like a batch of stuff that needed to be turned in for refund this morning. While I was there, I picked up some more merchandise and stopped at In-N-Out on the way back. So it was it's been pretty busy day all day.
It's just been busy. I mean, I didn't do the shipping last night. I didn't start the shipping last night like I usually do. So I paid for that today.
So now what's this about? Help me understand. So I went back to listing a pain in the ass. So what happened? Tell me why you had to go back to listing.
Well, she has multiple things. So
okay. So we got Gail with us.
Hi, Gail.
And Time to Sell Collectibles. Says, "Hello, John and Jen and FA viewers. It's a Monday. Had a good weekend."
Good. That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah, it's awesome to hear. Those of you who are on Facebook, I haven't really had time.
I literally haven't been on social media all day. I got to
do better with that too. So A lot of things I need to do better with. Jovial Juggler says, turntable that I have had for 2+ years. Decided today is the day. No excuses. Decided to try and create a video for eBay for the first time. I go out to the garage and grab an album. And the first one I pick is Herb Alpert's Whipped Cream and Other Delights. That album, or that Adam at Record Crate suggested to Lagged in Primo and Spam chat today. I wanted to comment on that. Oh, okay. I've sold some Herb Alberts, but never
It's
some
not
whipped cream.
herb.
Herbs?
I mean, I guess
Herb?
maybe.
Herb? Is it herbs?
It's herb.
No, it's herb.
No.
It's herb. Herbs are what you put in your salad.
Yes.
Yeah, but not on someone's name.
Okay.
If you went up to Mr. Alpert and said herb, he probably would have no clue that you're talking to him.
I would be upset if my parents named me that.
In it to flip it says, for some reason, eBay tinkering in the background. A lot of sellers have seen a slowdown in the last couple weeks. Let's see what John says about a total reset. Not sure about the timing. Look, the way I look at this is there's a number of folks who coincidentally or not coincidentally 6 months or 7 months ago started utilizing what?
Sorry. You said it's Herb with an H.
Yeah, not with an E.
Herb.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest name I've ever seen.
Like if I want a steak cooked
Herb.
right, just put some herbs on my
Sorry,
steak.
Herb.
Maybe Herb is the waiter and I'm saying Herb, put some herbs on my steak. There you go. So
that's awful.
It is for Herb. So the thing is, I would recommend employing a daily end item sell similar process, and I think there's something to it. I showed this to you. I don't know where to find it. I don't know where to find it, but the account reps at eBay have a 2-page deal. It's not more than 2 pages. And when they're looking at your account, two of the things they're looking for is, do you have stale or stagnant? Stale being 90 days or more, stagnant being over 6 months. And they keep track of that for a reason. And if you have items that you've started to list, maybe bulk listing 6 months ago, it's now, and it's still there, and you have not done any end item sell similar process to it to refresh the listing, it is now stale or stagnant in eBay's eyes, and that's not getting as good of a boost as it should have. So if you're doing a process where you're not blowing it all up, because I don't believe in blowing it up every 6 months either. Sometimes I will when I see something crazy's happening, but I employ a daily end item sell similar, and I've changed it to a relist process. You could do either one, but it's an extra step if you're sell similar because you have to go in and delete all the ended items. Relist does it for you. If you're doing that every day and you do maybe take your store, divide it by 30, that's the number you should be doing every day. And do the oldest ones every day. And it will make a difference, I'm telling you.
It does, because see, when I was doing that on the other account, not the main account, but the other account, every day I would go in anything in red, I would just end and relist. And that was before we had, actually, no, I did it before and after we had TreeCAT. TreeCAT just made it easier, but I would do that, and our store has been up and doing well since that period of time.
So Jovial is I too have never personally owned a record or record player, but shrugged it off knowing no one would probably believe me. I bought a crate of records to resell several years ago, and 2 years and picking the exact record Adam suggested to Lag today, I'm still sitting there dumbfounded.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is pretty wild. I
mean, records are, I don't know what you thought about the records. I mean, they're cool, but, at the time when we had those records, it was...
There was only a handful that were worth anything.
$10 here, $15 there.
I mean, I know a couple years ago that all the young kids were getting record players, but how long did that last? Like, my granddaughter got a record player. We had gotten her for Christmas 3 years ago. It's still sitting in her room and it doesn't get used.
I mean, some people like the crackle and pop that go along with listening to the music, versus not having that. There's something about that,
it's just nostalgia.
And some just need to be the DJ and scratch
born when that was a thing.
Tommy Z says, thanks for the live. My most favorite reselling couple. Jenna, question. How did you get such a smart, handsome husband? Do you have another husband that I don't know about?
I honestly am the luckiest, most blessed woman to be able to have this man. I don't deserve him.
Can't be talking about me.
It was just
look,
the right place at the right time. He held the door open for me, and here we are today.
I just happen to be lucky to find someone to put up with my antics all the time. So she doesn't.
We could say that about each other all day long.
Got Larry says, I hear a lot about sourcing lately, but what if your eBay metrics fall off a cliff, or you have a terrible shipping process or zero bookkeeping? I would argue they're just as important.
Yeah, I agree.
However,
it starts with the buy. If you make a bad buy, nothing you can do in shipping or bookkeeping or anything else is going to make that item look better.
I mean, the bad bookkeeping is going to just frustrate you. You're still going to be able to make money. You're just going to do it badly. I'll give you an example.
Process.
There is a store, and I don't care if they get mad at me or not. You know what? It's public record.
Well, are you bringing up Banana Boy?
Not Banana Boy. Banana Boy has had his play.
Okay.
If I can find it here. There's a store called Retail King. And so...
I hope it's not one of theirs.
One of whose?
One of our
Oh, well, then, if so, I'm sorry. I'm just
sorry.
I'm just...
sound like your dad.
I'm sorry. No, I'm trying to, and I don't know if this is the same people or not, so I don't want to, but no, this isn't them. They have 100% feedback. So retail, good on you. You probably do well. There's maybe I have to try to find it a different way.
They have a Brighton necklace.
But there's a store called Retail King, and for whatever reason, I'll just have to try to find it another way. They have horrible listings, and I'll say this just because I don't know the people. I don't know who they are. I have no axe to grind with them. I have no reason to say anything disparaging towards these people. Would it be in your
value trends account?
No, maybe save sellers. Maybe save sellers. Yeah, I'm in her account too, so that it might be in my other account, but. They have horrible, I mean, you're talking like 3-4 word titles. They have hundreds of negative feedback, and I'm talking hundreds of negative feedback. Wow. And they're making a killing nonetheless. They're, it's like they've done everything that the algorithm tells you not to do, and they're killing it. Why? Because they're able to buy low, and they have good prices. And that could be the reason. I'm sure they have. I don't know if their shipping's anything else like their processes seem to be. I'm trying to find it right now. It's probably not going to be here. I'll probably see it when I hear that it is. Here it is. There it is. All right, here it is. Here's the store I'm talking about. Retail King Business. They've got 37,000 items, and they have pretty decent prices. If I go to their sold items. And I look at some of the things that they've sold. Okay. They do a lot of things you're not supposed to do, like all caps in the title. They still make the sale. Looks like they've maybe improved on their length of title, because they had like 5-word titles. If you go to I'm going to try to go to their feedback here. Oh, they've improved their feedback. Good on them.
Hey, you might want to give them a little bit of flowers.
So they're doing better, but I mean,
my gosh.
They've had 39 negatives in the last month, 258 this year, and they're still selling.
That's awful.
They're still selling at a hell of a clip. They've sold 9,500 items in the last 90 days versus, of course, they have 37,000 items in their store. But to sell, that's still like around a 21% sell-through rate for a 37,000 item store is pretty outstanding. And I can tell you that they don't do all the things.
Those are all stock photos.
They're all stock photos. These are the item in this listing is an open box packaging, maybe slightly distressed. The unit powers on, blah blah blah. But There's never a photo of the actual item. I do believe, because they used to never have an item description here, there's a good chance these people watch the show.
A lot of NAs.
So you know what? If you're watching the show, Retail King, you're doing better, but you still need to get your act together as far as some of the stuff. So I don't have to use you as an example, because we're here to show real life examples, not call anyone out. But just as to prove my point is that if you were watching the live that we did about a year ago, members only live, you'll see like, wow, this store had really questionable titles and a lot of negative feedback saying the same thing over and over again, yet they're able to get sales. And I argue that their processes need to be changed, but their prices, the way they source, probably buying truckloads of stuff, pennies on the dollar, is why they're still able to succeed and they're not being chased off the platform. Derek says, my death pile was tiny at one point. LOL.
At one point.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Says everyone.
Spam says, I nodded off in the chair. I just woke to listen to J&J.
Well, hello, Spam.
Michelle R is with us. Nice to see you.
Michelle.
And Kevin Hawthorne from Lakeland, Florida. Nice to see you. Mike G says, the 1 to 10 rating is reflective of your 90-day. 1 year, 3 year, I've been around 68% to 75% for years, so I'm a 7. Well, no, that's sell-through rate. So, we talked about that. So, like, for instance, I have a 300-item store. If I've sold 450 items, that means that I've had, at one point during that 90-day period, I've had 750 items. I've sold 450 of them, so that's about a 60 to 65% sell-through rate. But I'm not talking about sell-through rate. And I think sometimes we think of sell-through rate as being the number one measurement of if an item is like top of the line, right? Sell-through rate has a big play in that, but I think also ASP, your average sell price. So if you could pick up an item that you have 2 items, both will sell tomorrow. You could pick up an item that you pay $5 for that'll sell for 50. Or you could pick up an item for 7 that'll sell for 100. Which one are you picking up if you had to choose just one? And you couldn't really rank them both as a 10. Maybe, and this is where I think a lot of people overvalue the things that they're selling in terms of how good of stuff. I don't sell very good stuff at all. I'll tell you that right now. There's some weird crap that I'm able to sell. And I think that, we have one item. If I had multi-quantity of a lot of the stuff that I'm selling, it would suck. But I'm relying more on that one random or 2 random people that are looking for that one item over a 2 to 3 week period that happen to find it. And that's not a very good item as far as I'm concerned. That's not a 10. That's more like a 6. I think my item's like a 6.5. Duncan says, glad I don't rely on a job. I still look at the traffic every morning and I'm just glad I'm not in it.
Yeah.
Yep. Honor Squall says, these server failures on eBay are driving me nuts today. Perhaps I will take a break and just watch the live.
There you go. Sometimes we have to just walk away for a few minutes.
See, what's happening is that people wait for the live and then they let the live play and they start working. And that's causing a problem with the servers. I'm convinced, because it's always when the show is live, there's problems.
I don't agree with your
It is hot here. It
is too hot here already. It's only March.
It says current temp. It won't give me the current temp. It just says breaks record. It just says breaks record on my computer.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No wonder. It's just hot. It's just freaking hot.
Jovial says to Spam, I don't know. The album is from the 1960s. I really never got into music per se, so this Coinky Dink is huge for me. Literally stopped and looked around to see if I was on candid camera. You are on candid camera.
It's 95 degrees.
Sutter's Mill says, with all the glitches and problems with eBay, they have decided that the most pressing issue is changing unsold to inactive, shaking my head. And if you haven't checked, at least for me, they've changed the unsold and ended to inactive in your seller hub. But this last week, they brought it back. So they removed inactive and now it's back to unsold and ended. That's crazy. So if we're going to... Oh, and now it's back to inactive. What the hell are they doing?
They can't make up their mind.
I have no idea. it has to be something they're trying to do and it's not working. It's not behaving well with whatever changes they're making, and which is probably why they're going back
We
and
always
forth.
work on shit that we don't care about. Like, can you do something else that will benefit us?
Into Flippin says, after I heard about all the problems on eBay today, I knew it was a good day to work on other business. The frustration rechecking is just not worth it sometimes.
You're right. Some days it's just better. You're better off like walking away and trying again tomorrow.
So Honor Squad says, of 25, usually 20 fail to update promoting and have to go back and re-add the promotion. That's just, shouldn't have to do that.
It's a pain in the neck.
Derek W. Pat says, till I knock out of my everything eBay store death pile, I'm only sourcing for my niche eBay store where I currently have 20 items up right now. I'm only adding 2 new listings a day till I get back time.
Yeah.
So here's a challenge,
But at least
Derek.
you have a goal. You have a daily routine that you're following, and that's what's going to work for you.
My thought is, okay, you're able to pull off 2 a day, right? Try 3. And if you're able to do 3, get used to 3 for a week and then add 4, make it 5 at some point.
Just as time permits you, add more and add, Travis in Dallas says, mine says unsold.
Yeah. And if you look at mine, you look at this, inactive. You guys see that? Inactive.
That's wild.
So it's...
I mean, who the hell cares? It's just a word.
Well, if you're used to looking for certain things, so some people go into their ended, some go into their unsold.
I get we're used to everything a certain way, but you know how eBay is. They like to change everything that doesn't matter for no good reason.
So if we go into the other account, it's inactive as well. So I don't know. Maybe it's
crazy.
Maybe you're next to be inactive and I'm going to be changed back to ended. Who knows? PNG's going to the salsa to get the salsa out of the fridge.
Oh, I want some chips.
I got to tell you, we go to the Cowboy Christmas every year. We went this year and we picked up this can of like spices, and you add a scoop of it to your canned tomato. And I'm a salsa snob. Okay, if it's not good salsa, I hate it. But you add a scoop of this to your your diced tomatoes, you stir it in, and it makes great salsa. It's really ridiculous how good it is. Andre Squaw says, have you had cream cheese and pineapple dip?
Oh, no.
Kelly Deb says, sales are steady and spread across.
Never.
No. Pineapples only belong on like in a Hawaiian vacation. They don't belong on a pizza or on my chip.
Yes, they do. On my pizza.
Callie Deb says sales are steady and spread across all platforms that I sell on.
That's good. Good.
And you see how everyone has a little different answer, right? And I'm willing to bet if every seller on here compares stores, let's take a look at what we're selling. I'm willing to bet that the mix is going to be different for everyone. And therefore, you're going to get different results. Andy Reno says, sup, FAE, nice to see you.
What's up, Andy?
Mike G says, I sold slightly less than 500 units last year compared to 2024. Made $3K more in profit. I've been really working on better quality items. Down 15% units this year and slightly down in profits. So,
is that your stomach?
I don't know.
Goodness gracious.
I didn't hear it.
Are you hungry?
I'm always hungry. What's for dinner?
I have no idea.
So if I'm looking at that's a secondary account. I can't do that. I mean, we're up 25% on the second account. That's been good. But I think we're only up like 3% on the main so far this year. Mike G says, I'm working easily 10 hours less a week, which ultimately was my goal this year. There you go. And you really can't affix a dollar amount on the amount of time that you get back, right? So the older we get, the less time that you have left in the bank, which is, if you think about it, can really be depressing.
Depressing.
Andy Reno says, question on eBay Mobile. All my sounds went to cha-ching sound.
Uh-oh. You might want to go into
good.
your... Well, yeah, but unless they're like, messages from buyers.
I think I get 10 sales a day and they're only messages. That's like, yes, I'm it You're out and about. You're not really looking at it. You're like, wow, I'm having a great day. And you go home and you see your sales and you're like, this sucks.
Yeah, you go home and you're like, damn, I have 10 messages. What the hell? Oh, it
Herb
sucks.
is short for Herbert, not
Yeah.
Herbert
I know.
or Ebert. CK Roll says, remember that spring
Herb.
break happens in March, so people on vacation may be impacting sales.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Herb is my father, brother, and nephew's name. 1, 2, and 3. No 4, at least not yet.
Oh, well, at least they're keeping the tradition. I mean, I'm just not a fan of that name. But then again, I'm a little different.
Henri Squaw says, do you have an attack squirrel? There is one in our area, and they are investigating.
What?
Well, that's weird. Glenn Cameron says, hello, fellow flippers. Happy
My sister
Monday.
would say that they're all attack squirrels.
No,
She hates squirrels. Lindsay.
You guys are crazy.
I
Gail
don't
says,
care.
most of my records don't crack or hiss. LOL. I mean, if they're perfect condition, but I remember back in the day, in the 80s, that was like, you know
hear
know
that
what you're
little
listening to.
crackle pop.
Record Crate
grandma
says,
used to
hi,
have
records
that.
are strong and I sell $80 and up records regularly. Yes. Yep. Derek says, this pup of mine has me getting up and down, up and down. I think I just might stay standing this time. Love her energy, not looking forward to when she's just chilled. Reminds me they're getting old. Yep.
That's ours.
Ours are acting kind of different too.
Yeah, ours are they act strange every day. There's something new.
Roadrunner Rerun says, hi, FA family.
Hello!
We still have our high-end turntable, 40 years old.
Wow.
Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass are awesome. But then my husband's a trumpet player, came home to avant-garde jazz last week. Avant-garde.
Avant-garde.
Avant-garde. The Gail says, must have jazz and blues. I mean, I'll listen to it. I don't know if I'll rock out to it.
Not something I would regularly play, but it does bring back memories.
You guys would freak out if you actually knew what I listened to.
If there was a fly on the wall in the garage.
Oh, man. I don't even care at that point. I mean, when I'm in it, I don't care. I sound like shh, but I'm still going to
There's sometimes where I'm just like.
Oh, and I try to hit the notes and I can't.
He has his stupid earbuds in, and I don't know that he has them in, and he's singing at the top of his lungs.
Love it. And I'm trying to hit those notes, damn it.
For real?
I can't. But I try, right?
I'm like, come on.
Vic says records are nearly competitive as video games for sourcing, but if you buy couple hundred records and there's no Beatles, Zepp, Floyd, or Stones, then you've bought something that has been picked over.
Yeah.
Yep.
True.
But you can still make money off of picked over. You know, that lot that I bought of 500 that took me a little while to sell. I mean, they had some like Fat Mattress and the Backdoor Boys. Yeah, they had them back then.
What?
Yeah, the Back End Boys or Backdoor Boys. I don't know, but they sold.
Wow.
John Gaynor says, hi, John and Jen and John.
Hello,
Remember
John?
Border Bookstore, and they sold records and CDs, sold million, and then noting had millions of dollars of inventory and no sales. You never know when selling.
Yeah. Very true.
I remember Tower Records in LA. I remember going there and they had just a sea of albums.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're there anymore. Let's see. Mr. Sadie says, if I lost my ability to sell online from bad or lack of processes, then sourcing is useless for me in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
But you could still, what I'm saying is, with bad processes, you can still make sales, but it's going to be a shit show. You're going to hate it. It's not going to be fun. You're going to wish you weren't reselling. Your buyers are going to hate you and leave negative feedback. And you're probably going to look at it as a 9-to-5 job, as I hate this shit and I want to do something different with my life.
As you have more you fine tune your business as the days and the months and the years go by. You're fine tuning, and it makes things every day go a lot easier. I mean, I have a routine, and when you go and you throw a wrench into the routine, I get really thrown off.
So I've got a question for Grams from Grams and Pops Vintage. Late to the party. Good evening, my peeps.
Hello.
Grams, ask Corey why he's trying to steal Josh from PPP from us. Gotta know.
He's probably here.
I know. Real Timeless Vintage says, on the 20th of March, Etsy went down for 1 hour and had lots of stores disappear for 1 hour, including my store. And the message said that the store is no longer available.
What?
and came back as normal. WTF? That's crazy.
That's weird.
Um,
Oh, Derek.
Well, we're gonna have to announce the new
Thank you,
members.
Derek. I'll say.
Okay.
So, Spam Banshee.
What?
Welcome to the party. Mild Eye Melancholy.
Biff?
Jovial Juggler.
What?
Oh my gosh. Record Crate.
Adam?
And Robert DeVoe.
And Robert. Nice. Nice. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Derek.
Thank you, Derek, for that. And the next members only is going to be
like the
8th. We're gonna do it on the 8th. I got a lot going on this week, so it just really can't. And then
next week, my sister's here,
but not on the 8th. You're not gonna be here on the 8th, right?
I will not be here on.
So she's going to California. She's gonna go. Her sister's coming out to visit, and then they're gonna be out here for a few days, and then she's gonna hitchhike with them
hitch a ride
to California. And did you book your flight yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you need to do that.
I know.
Travis says they're probably using AI now. I think, look, in 5 years, I think if you're not using AI, 5 years from now, when you're not using AI, it's sort of like the person who still refuses to get an iPhone or an Android phone or a Google phone, and they still want to. Again, there's always people calling me between 3 and 5 on Mondays and Wednesdays for some reason. You're going to be like, you're still going to be resistant in 5 years. It's going to be really, really tough to compete, by then. So, start small. Start familiarizing yourself with AI.
It doesn't have to be completely done by AI. You can still add your own personal touch to it. Just give yourself the advantage of taking something off your plate that you normally spend time on.
Oh, I need you to call I need you to call for those duplicate charges.
I know that.
But I had AI.
I could.
I ran it by AI, got these duplicate charges, and you guys know that like the healthcare thing, they still charging us for some of that. And it's the monthly charges. And it's like now 3 months in, they're charging us, and it's like, hell no. So we need to, and I had AI go in.
Critical illness.
I had AI go in and, ran it by it, and it says, yeah, this happens a lot. Here's what you do. It gave me, boom, here's a script on what to tell the people, when you call. It's like, if you're not using AI, and let's forget about eBay for a second. If you're not using AI just to navigate this shit show we call life, you're missing out. There's so many uses for AI, and you might think of it as lazy or just you don't feel right about it. But once you start getting pointed in the right direction on how to do things that maybe you weren't aware of, it's a game changer. Flipping from the trailer says, hey, John and Jen, and listening while listing, sales have been slow. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Ours isn't fantastic either.
John Gaynor says Borders had 1,249 stores and 4.5 billion in sales.
Wow.
Long gone. So selling, you have to be able to change what you're selling.
Yeah.
Change what you're selling. Adapt.
Adapt with the times.
But see, here's the thing. Borders, they were selling the same thing. A lot of folks right now are having success selling, but now maybe they couldn't get, like, if Borders was still in business, they probably couldn't get the same kind of prices that they were trying to get, right? Whereas you see a lot of people that are selling some of these like CDs and albums and media, right? As an example, maybe setting a set price of like $8.99, buy one get one free, buy three get one free, or something like that. And a place like Borders could never in this environment survive doing that. But it's all about, like, some of these people who are doing that are able to get it for like 25 to 50 cents per unit, which makes it possible. Yeah. Hey, that's my store. Derek says, cold mornings, hot days, good mix to take and keep people sick. Tip of the day, ignore eBay today.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. I've got to get in there and really get going. But my store's back up to 300. We need to focus on getting it to 400. And I have a ton of merchandise that is in here in the receiving rack that needs to be run and processed. And we have a bunch more that we have to pick up, like on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on real quick.
Okay, where are we at?
Yeah, go to the next one. I have a 911.
You have a 911?
Yeah.
Henri Squaw says, mine just flipped to inactive today for me and I got a pop-up. Oh, that's pretty. I can't believe you got a pop-up though. Have you ever gotten a pop-up?
No, what? What it says what?
On where you have the inactive listings?
No, not a pop-up. No.
Yeah, she said mine just flipped to inactive today for me and I got a pop-up.
Ah. Well, I don't know.
That's strange.
Yeah, it's very strange, but it's going to change back and forth from inactive to ended or unsold. Okay, so I can call this person in an hour.
Why? He said 911?
No. It's like that I need to call him.
Oh.
But it's I do other business off of eBay,
Okay.
and we haven't done a lot of it this last year. So Biff says vinyl records are on 19 years of continuous growth in 2026. Records sell CDs now, and as Gen Z gets tired of subscriptions, they're turning to records for music.
I can see that.
And subscriptions can get out of freaking control.
Yeah, you don't realize sometimes that you might have 2 or 3 subscriptions to the same thing.
So I realized,
we have so much to do when it comes to subscriptions.
I only really pay attention to it when I'm doing my gathering data for my taxes for the most part. And so we pay Amazon Prime. Is it like $14.99? And then if you want Amazon Video with Paramount Plus, it's $13.99. Of course, my son likes to watch the UFC fights on Saturday, so I'll keep that. And we still have the Paramount Plus.
I was going to bring that up to you. The military people, active duty, get free Amazon Prime.
Do they?
So when we get off here, we are calling Jonathan.
Well, I'm not active. Well, he's active.
He is.
Yeah, he's active, but here's the deal.
Instead of
then
we're paying the bill. We're paying we're paying the premium bill, and he's benefiting. And he could get it for free.
Yeah.
And therefore add us to the free.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
The other thing I was going to say is if you want Discovery,
Discovery Plus.
Discovery Plus, it's another $9.99. Yeah. I'm like, well, we've never watched this.
I haven't watched.
I don't need to watch furry animals run around.
That's not what it is, honey. It's like a Paramount Plus.
But it's Discovery and all the associated channels. Yes. We don't watch that, and I'm like,
we haven't watched.
You need to guys. I contacted Amazon. You guys need to get rid of that part of it. So
yeah.
Travis is unsold. Duncan says, my store said unsold for the past week today. It's back to inactive. It's just ridiculous. And can you imagine now?
It changes with the wind.
Well, if you had like an AI program and you gave it instructions, like go into my listings every day, find the unsold folder, and do the end item sell similar process, which eBay doesn't want you to do. And I'm not saying that you should be, but let's say you did have a process like that in place. And then it kept changing to inactive like every other week, and your whole processes would be screwed up. Record Crate. Nice to see you, Record Crate.
Adam.
And congrats on the membership. Derek says, I like it. I did list 3 today. Great idea. I think I can squeeze that tiny extra time to list 3 instead of 2. And over time, in a week, you've listed 21 versus 14 in a week. Pineapple on pizza is a must.
Yes, Duncan, I agree.
Yeah. You're in the down under, so it's I'm sure you throw little kangaroo slices on there and little.
No. Yeah. Nobody eats kangaroos.
I'm sure they do.
No.
Mild Eye Biff says even when my sidebar said inactive for a while, it would still say unsold for a split second before inactive had time to load.
Wow.
It's just weird.
It's dumb.
Basket's with us. Nice to see you, Basket.
Hello.
Yeah, Hawaiian pizza. Look, I'll eat Hawaiian pizza when I go to Hawaii. That sounds good.
Wow.
Basket says, I got crap loads of watchers, but buyers are definitely itchy, scratchy. My grandpa was named Ralph, says Garden Resell Thrifts.
Ralph. Mine was
Ralph.
George.
Anybody want to guess what my grandfather's name was? And his dad, and his dad, and his dad, and his dad.
John.
And then my mom came in and said, "We're going to name him Jonathan." Killed that one.
That sounds about right.
Cry Me a River says, "Oh, sorry I'm late. Hi, everybody.
Hello,
Nice to see
hello.
you." Duncan says, "I suppose I better pack orders not feeling motivated."
Oh, you
can do it!
You can do it. You could do it. Mark says, "I'm so fatigued with my ills. I don't want to whine on here, but it's been months. I just need a puppy dog and a proper panel already."
Mm.
Well,
yeah,
hang in there.
Yeah.
Jenna has eyeballs?
Huh?
Jenna has eyeballs.
Yes, I do.
Why is that a...
I have no idea. What did we miss?
No, Basket says that you have eyeballs.
Okay, I missed it. Yes, I have eyeballs.
I will not sing or speak French.
Thank goodness.
Yes. Pingy says, "John, do you mean the Backstreet Boys?" No.
Oh, and
the Backdoor Men. No, I think it's the Backdoor Men. Is it the Backdoor Men or the Backdoor Boys? See, now you're going to make me look it up.
That's disturbing. So disturbing.
Let's see here. The Backdoor Men.
Wow.
These fools. Right here. These guys right here. This is the very album that I sold.
The Shadows
Backdoor
of Night.
Men. The Shadows of Night.
Oh, wow.
In your Backdoor Men. There it is. Right there.
Whoa.
Anybody remember rocking out to the Backdoor Men?
No. I've never heard of them.
In 1966.
That wasn't even a thought in anybody's mind.
Wow. It's the number 10 debut release of Gloria. Oh.
I'm
There's your Backdoor Men.
confused.
And that sold for like $30, by the
John
way.
has eyeballs.
Eyeballs
equal glasses?
No,
I missed
we're not talking
something.
about. We're not talking about.
Oh.
You know.
Backstreet Boys.
Am I your fire? Nope.
Okay.
Okay, I'm about to get
Please.
going here.
Yeah, don't
Gail says,
get him started.
Kids here in Omaha have been buying Perry Como, Nat King Cole, Dean Martin, and Frank Sinatra.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
But no backdoor men.
Hey, it's better than... I'd rather the kids listen to that than some of the junk that's out there now.
See, anybody can sell, like, the Stones and AC/DC albums, right? But who can make a killing selling...
Wow.
Fat Mattress?
What the hell is that?
Okay. Oops, I'll accept. Who here has made a...
How
and
can I live?
That wasn't the CD that I sold, or the album that I sold. But this guy looks evil as hell. Anyway,
I mean,
that I was able to make it. If you can sell Fat Mattress and Backdoor Men and make it work on eBay, then I don't know. I think even our camera can't believe I pulled that up.
Yeah.
Baskus is right, and that's why it's best to not have a routine, because then you can't be thrown off of it.
Yeah, I don't like it when I get thrown off.
Shop with Cheryl says, "Hi all, the sun is staying up later, has messed up my schedule, so made it in late." Well,
you're getting more done.
Awesome that you're here.
I hope.
We got Corey says, "I'm just tricking Josh so I could take his spot. Everyone knows this." Maybe I'll give up my spot on the PPP. You can have my spot. I feel like the weakest link on PPP. I don't feel like I have enough compelling stuff to say on that show, but we make it work nonetheless. Samantha says, "Hi guys, I try to catch up sometime this week. Lost one male 8-month kitten. The other returned crippled, and their mother is about to deliver kittens. I can't breathe, and eBay is stale on my end."
Oh no, Samantha.
Sometimes you got to focus on the things that are happening in life, and then if you have time to get the stuff done, then go back to it.
Just make sure you take care of those kitty cats. Oh, it's so sad. I'm sorry.
Triple R Collections. Nice to see you.
Hello.
And
oh, that's so sad, Samantha.
Let's see. Dang, Shop Michelle says, "Dang, running 2 computers side by side and typing on the wrong one." I've done that before. Anything that you've done that you think is kind of stupid, I've done it many times more than you would likely.
I can't say we all, but most people can say they've done something like
Time to Sell Collectibles says, "I know I'm showing my age, but there's nothing better than roller skating with a live organist Shout out to Ralph Brown, the National Roller Skating Championship organist.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh! Now that is some talent. I could never. Oh my gosh! I did go roller skating when I was in high school.
What would people be doing?
Actually, I was junior high.
What would people be doing nowadays if we didn't have technology? You know, go back, no
Maybe
phones.
play outside.
No phones, no computer.
I wish.
What would life look like then? We'd be roller skating right now.
I say that all the time to my kids is I wish I could take them back in the day when we used to play outside and mom's yelling out the front door, yelling our names and drinking out of the water hose and all those things, running around with no shoes on and stepping on stickers and rocks.
Biff says, I built my Shopify store so fast with the help of AI, it's unreal how much time I've saved.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jovial says, thank you so very much. First time I've ever received a gift membership.
That's so
FA
cool.
membership gang may cuss you next week after I invade the show. Hey, if you're new to the membership, go check out the videos.
Yeah, I was wondering when was Jovial gonna get one? And she got it.
Underscore says it popped up and said ended and unsold is now inactive.
Okay, that's so weird.
Real Timeless Vintage. My store down in sales, built up in profit. That is much better. I don't sell junk anymore. 2025 was 75,000 in sales, but profit was slim. Yeah. And so you just got to find a way to change that, because look, at the end of the day, at the end of the year, it's about how much profit did I get to take home from all my effort. And if you're finding that, man, I'm working my butt off, but I'm listing all these items, but I'm only making like 20% margin.
Yeah.
You might want to look into trying something else that's going to be able to get, you're going to be able to get a better return for your time. Biff says this inactive unsold issue is just typical eBay. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see. So, Jovial's still having disbelief about the album that she found. Garden Resell Thrift says, I'm sorry, Samantha, it happened similar over 6 years ago. We had stray cats running around. We fed them and they got taken away from me. Aww. And they either got hit or wild animals ate them, and we had them fixed. them.
So sad.
Duncan says, I can't stop yawning. It must be John's talking.
Oh, believe me, I hear you, Duncan.
Sounds like you're bored.
Every day.
Bored of reselling, bored of the show, bored of KFC.
He's not bored of KFC, okay?
I think
he's bored of rice.
I think he needs to try some Popeyes to get off that kick.
He doesn't have Popeyes.
Corey says, whatever you do, don't cancel your membership to Grams and Pop subscription. We are counting on that money. Never. John Worldwide Weber says, came in late, 5 minutes in. You mentioned processes. Keep going, brother. Good stuff. Well, thank you. Yeah, processes is definitely a big part of anything that you do. But again, I mean, the video or this live stream was talking about how even before you bring in processes, if you're buying stuff at a good price that'll sell at a high price, you can screw up along the way. Learn and develop processes to improve yourself, but you're still making money, versus having great processes, but you can't really buy well and you're struggling to make 20% margin. That sucks.
They're so chapped, I can't handle it.
Basket says, depends. Some of those places like Netflix is theft of services.
Yeah. I agree. You think that you have, certain things come with a subscription. Well, obviously we got blindsided by that.
Record Crate. I totally get it, Jovial. It is a wonderful record. Hope you enjoy it. John, I don't know what. Oh, the Hayah.
Yeah.
Hayah. There we go. Okay. Underscore says, it was obviously popular because it seems to be in every record lot. Well, if it's that popular, why are they getting rid of it? Just saying. I don't know. Kangaroos, they only in the country.
So do you live by the beach? Tell me you live by the beach.
But you can get it imported if you really want a little kangaroo slice on your pizza.
Tell me you live by the beach and I will be on the next plane.
Andy Reno says, wait till next week. All 3 options will be gone.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And then it'll say, oh, sorry, you can't end your items and relist anymore.
Wouldn't that be
But if you have TreeCAT, you can do that and they'll keep all your listings for you. Biff says, how much kangaroo meat does it makes it into Australian KFC? That's what I want to know. How much koala makes it in there too? Koala are nasty animals.
They are mean, but they're cute.
Eyeball equal glasses, by the way. John has eyeballs. Glasses. I have glasses. I don't even know where the hell they are.
They're on your bedside table.
But I don't think anyone wants to see me with them.
No.
Nope, not Backstreet Boys. Backdoor Men. That's even worse than Backstreet Men. Backdoor Men? What the hell? That was in the 60s.
You're just now getting it?
But the 60s? I don't know. The odder the better when it comes to records, I guess.
Yeah.
Record crate. The band is The Shadows of the Night. The album is titled Backdoor Men. I've sold that record before. So I'm all screwed up. Okay, so it's The Shadows of Night, but they had a reason to name their album Backdoor Men. I own some Fat Mattress albums, says Meg.
Meg. That's funny. I don't know.
Honor Squad says, I mailed out a sealed Mormon Tabernacle Choir album today.
Oh. That's cool.
We got Paul Rose.
It's very... Hi, Paul. It's cool to see what everybody else, what you guys find in different areas of the country, because we certainly don't. And plus, we don't sell that kind of stuff, so it makes it more interesting to have conversations with you guys to find out all the different things that do sell.
Paul says, hi, I just came back in time to hear John singing Backstreet Boys.
It was your nightmare.
Am I?
Okay.
Spam Banshee says, John, you are the glue of PPP. Well, I don't know about that. I'm just, look, I run the channel, and so I kind of have to be there every time. I kind of have to run it, I guess. But other than that, I guess that's the glue to get it going. But when the conversation's really going well, it's usually not me that's sparking that conversation.
I don't think you give yourself enough.
John Worldwide Weber says, sticky but good, sticky. Sticky but good, sticky. Paul says, well, you don't want to go roller skating with a dead organist, that's for sure. I don't know. I could see a Weekend at Bernie's episode there. Time to sell collectibles. Our roller rink turned into a teen disco.
Yes. Excuse me. Yes, that's what ours did. But I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
The worst thing that's ever happened to modern society the last 25 years is, heck, make it 30, is technology. I mean, we talk about AI and how good it's been. Did they actually pick up, I wonder? Well, we talk about AI and how good it's been. Oh, yeah, they picked it up. FedEx. We left the packages out for FedEx so we didn't get disrupted. So we talk about like all the good things AI is, right? And how you should embrace it because it's only going to make your life easier. Yeah, I mean, we're here. We can't go back. There's no getting rid of your computers, cell phones, and all that. But in a perfect world, in my opinion, there would be no social media. There would be no, and heck, we probably wouldn't meet half the people we met, which is one of the benefits. But I think people are missing out on life as a result of this technology.
I agree.
Gail Carlson says, I remember when I used to go to a local restaurant and eat and listen to live piano music.
Yeah.
You can still do that.
I mean, you can. You go to live, they have some places that have live bands. I mean, not a pianist, but they have live bands. Honor
Squaw says, we actually had the clamp on roller skates for the driveway growing up, the boot type for the rink.
That's so funny.
I remember.
I didn't like the because we had the cheap, clamp on ones that were like plastic and you'd eat shit every time.
Look, as long as I could make the turn at the rink, I was good. I mean, I did.
At the rink, I did really good.
As long as I can make that turn, right? That was the hardest part for me.
I can't believe we're talking about roller skating.
Yeah.
We have a roller rink here.
But I got to say,
off a Rancho.
I have to say the best moments at the skating rink was watching someone eat shit. That there's something like sometimes they go flying over the railing. That was pretty good.
I think
garden resale
thrifts. Sound?
Oh, what did you hear?
I don't know.
Jenna's having some. She's hearing things, so
I don't know if it's the dogs or somebody screaming.
Okay, well, she'll find out and let us know. I remember the garden hose water. Yeah, I remember it, and it came out smelling like sulfur. And it was just pretty gross. And you waited for that water to cool down and to change smell, and you still drank it. And it was some of the best water when you were thirsty. Let's see. Time to Sell Collectibles. Last album I sold. Happy Holiday Best of the Mummers String Bands. Shure SS Volume 13 for $14.95. Basket says, we've 2 black stray cats. We've named Whitney and Houston. A calico Miss Kitty Scratchington, and a male Fidel Castro. Jovial says, brand new key. I got a brand new pair of roller skates. You got a brand new key. I can't sing that. And I shouldn't try because my monitor might not make it. It's one of those Memorex moments. Let's see. Trying to get to some sidebar action. Paul says, if only John had his glasses to help him find them. Yeah, but I don't. I have astigmatism, but I don't. Look, I can see just fine without the glasses. Not as good as I should, but I can see just fine. Shadows of the Night, Pat Benatar. Sponsored by Ham and Pineapple Pizza. No, thank you. That's not happening. Paul says, Jenna's right, John. You don't give yourself enough credit. I don't know. I just think that sometimes, look, there's people that are on here that are selling themselves to be the next coming of whatever, and that's just not who I am. I always like to be real with myself, and I think, you know, I've been on YouTube for now, 6 years now, and we haven't even cracked 30,000 subs. Now, it could be a lot of what I say, but you know, and how I say it and how I pass the message on that doesn't rub people the right way. But come on, I just feel like I should be doing. If I was better in that way, I would be doing better in that way. If that makes sense.
Well, because you're not selling false hope.
No. Shaba Cheryl says, I thought he was going to say disco was the worst thing that has happened. No. Well, no. You get. Look, I can rock out to some Bee Gees. You know, if you go back and listen to some of the 70s and 80s music, I got to tell you, if we ever go on a road trip, which I don't know when we're going to be able to go to on a road trip, but I'd like to at some time in my life go on a road trip from here to the other side of the country and then another route back. If we ever do something like that, you better believe I'm going to have the satellite radio going. I'm going to be rocking out with some 70s and 80s music.
No, I don't know about 70s.
Some late 70s. You got some good late 70s in there. You got some good late 70s in there. I don't say like early 70s.
Like who?
Oh, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm just saying you got some good late 70s and 80s in there that I would be rocking out to. Just say that. Basket says 100%, 10% spot on, John.
Uh-oh.
Did someone say moist? Andy said moist.
Andy.
Jovial says finally conceded and ordered a pair of prescription eyeglasses this morning. We'll see if they make me smarter. Well, they'll make you see better.
At least you'll look really cute.
Paul says, you're right, John. As kids, we used to ride bikes, play in woods, climb cliffs. Okay, that was a bit dangerous, but we used to be active and healthy and no phones.
Yes, I wish I could take my grandchildren back to that time in that era and just
society wouldn't be as bad as it is today
thrive.
If we had that going on.
Oh my gosh, I wish.
Shaba Cheryl said they won't. I've worn them since I was 5 and still can't figure out stuff most days. Baskets, I have stigmatisms too, and I tell you what, they hurt when you get them caught in your zipper. Beans and Franks and Beans. Basket, maybe want something about Mary?
Stop.
Franks and Beans. Funny, I just put a bunch of false hope in auction on eBay.
Oh. Oops.
Garden Resell Thrifts, you might need these blue light glasses with anti-reflective AR coatings to help reduce glare and digital eye strain.
Well, I also think that it's this light.
Yeah, this one here.
This light is absolutely horrendous.
But it's what we have to deal with. Basket says the 70s and 80s were golden age for music and movies. Yeah.
For movies, for sure.
But I think the best
80s,
year...
For me, it's 80s.
For me, the best year for movies was 95.
Oh, God.
You had a little
what movie
Forrest
is that?
Gump, Happy Gilmore. You had other ones in there, but those were like that was like my year for movies. Jovi says, oh dang, I was looking forward to a few less marbles rolling around up there. Shopping with Cheryl drove with 2 toddlers from Florida to Washington State in the late 80s, and by the time we got there, they knew every Motley Crue song, and it was my only cassette tape in the car.
Oh my gosh.
That would get old after the first couple states.
Oh boy. Be like my dad and he would take, if he got sick of a song or a record or a tape or whatever, he would throw it out the window as we're driving.
Here's Gail. 70s music, great. 3 Dog Night, The Who, Simon and Garfunkel, James Taylor, and on. I remember when I was 5 years old. This is like in 78. I had the little cassette.
Wasn't even born.
I had the little cassette player, and I had a blank cassette, and I'd record with the little microphone, and I have my dad's stereo with the record player, and I would pretend to be a disc jockey, and I'd play, now we're going to play a little Barry Manilow, and we're going to play some Simon and Garfunkel, right?
Wow.
Yeah, and that's, you pretended like you're the DJ.
Oh, that's funny.
Those were fun times.
Yeah.
Garden Resale Thrift says, have you tried aiming the light in the ceiling so the light makes the room more brighter?
I don't know. It's bright. It's a big, I can't even look at it. It hurts my eyeballs.
You know what time it is?
TreeCAT time.
That's right. So TreeCAT, they sponsor this channel, and look, we firmly believe they're the best cross-listing program, and they've actually added a lot of cool features over the last year. And the last feature they've added is the one I think puts them over the top with the AI listing feature. Still got to do a video, but I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to, but I will at some point. But I want to give away a hat and shirt, so I want you to put a number between 1 and 300 in the chat if you've never won before, and we're going to draw a winner.
Language?
Huh?
You doing sign language?
Yeah, just throw some signs out there. And you guys hear us talk a lot about cross-listing on this program, and you guys know that we talk also a lot about TreeCAT. It's just packed full of features, and the cool thing is it's really not a program that's 100% only for cross-listers. Yes, if you're a cross-lister, there's no need to even use any other tool, but there's a cool feature I really haven't talked about a lot, and that's their AI photo listing feature that allows you to upload 1 or more photos for 1 or more listings, and the AI is going to step in and do your listing work for you. And then all you have to do is go in, double check the work, and launch your listings, and you've saved yourself a ton of time. Now, the best part about this is that this is yet just another feature built within TreeCAT, and you do not pay for any listings that you make until the item sells. So you only pay when you sell with TreeCAT, and you can list hundreds, thousands of listings. They don't care. It's the only time that you're ever going to pay is when it sells. Now, for the first 2 months, if you use my code down below, you won't have to pay at all for the first 2 months. And then you can evaluate what I've been trying to tell you all along, that TreeCAT is the best program, and this just puts it over the top. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I was such a hurry to like click on the promo. I wasn't even done speaking. So here's the deal. We've got the wheel of the roulette wheel of fortune, and it looks like Quantum is starting to advertise here. Let's get that off the screen.
You gotta get the comment
and
off the screen.
Got all of our numbers. We have Picky Peas, 3, or actually CPR.
3 Picky Peas.
CPR is the last
CPR.
number.
Roadrunner reruns.
I guess whenever you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and run this
5,
thing.
4, 3, 2,
There he goes.
1.
All right, numbers are locked in. Walmart wanted to get in there. Okay, enough with your commercials. Who won? Looks like it's 112.
112.
I see a winner right there. We have.
Where?
Well, I see 111. Unless you got 112, Mike Metco looks like the winner.
Yeah, like literally.
Well, we're gonna need your information, Mike. We have no idea who you are or where you live, so you're gonna need to.
Actually, I don't know where is that.
Well, send me an email and just give me a
I
refresher
don't know.
anyway, Mike.
I think I have it on my desk.
There's
but
our winner.
Please send us your address and what size shirt do you want?
There's our winner, Mike Metko. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Mike.
I'll give you an excuse to email me anyway.
Yeah.
Basket says, I like lots of music. Before sold my place, I'd sit in a hot tub and we had a station that played 1920 to 1940s music. Explain the history behind them and the times.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I don't know. Look, I like the only old music I like to listen to pre 1970 is when I'm playing Fallout. That's cool. I like that old. I like the whole vibe.
That's weird.
It is weird. Shop with Cheryl says, I love the old hard rock. Good thing my only neighbor is down the hill and can't hear me.
You.
Yes. Sit out here there in the winter snow coming down having a time. That might be a lyric.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
Paul says, I'm older than John, born in 1970. The first single I bought was Silver Lady by David Soul. I watched Starsky and Hutch as a kid. Did I just admit all that? Now I must be going senile.
Yep.
My first album I ever bought was when I was with my dad, and he bought damn it, who's the guy? He bought a new Joe Cocker album, and I saw the 45 they had on the single that they had for Lionel Richie, Fiesta. That was my first music purchase as a kid.
I think mine was Belinda Carlisle.
An album?
Not an album. We didn't have albums. It was CDs.
Oh. By the time they came out CDs,
I'm sorry, not CDs. It was tapes.
We knew
Cassette
people.
tapes.
We knew people that would go out and make mixtapes and like, oh, you got all those songs? Okay, I'll give you $5.
I used to make my own mixtapes.
Yeah, but then they'd sell them. They'd go around and sell them. Like, oh, I got all these songs on here. I'll sell them. I'll make a copy for you for $5. And you're like, ooh.
Uh-huh.
So then you had to get the $5 because $5 was hard to come by back then when you're like 10 years old.
Oh.
Ping says on Thursdays during Meals on Wheels we have a live band.
Oh, fun!
Retired folks who play big band music.
My grandma and my grandpa before they passed away, they were snowbirds. So they lived in Minnesota during the summer, and then they would come to Arizona for during the winter.
Well, those weren't lyrics. He's just saying they just sit in the hot tub while it's snowing. That sounds fun, actually.
And they used to sing. My grandpa played a guitar and my grandma sang, and then they would sing together. And the last time I got to see her right before she passed away, her and my grandpa in the living room sat and did a whole little show for me and Tyler when we went to. It was kind of like going to say goodbye to her, but she had dementia, but she could still sing. It was wild. So that was pretty cool.
Well, with that, I do have to get some things done. I have to deal with this particular issue. People are trying to get a hold of me. So with that, I want to thank you guys for being here with us. Want you guys to make the best out of this week that you can. But understand, I mean, we're getting into yard sale season for a lot of people. And it might be that time where you start being a little bit more selective in what you're buying and not being okay with the $5 into 20 and maybe hold out for that $5 into 50 buy. But I mean, there would be few and far between, but maybe allocating your time towards purchases like that, then buying a ton of that smaller stuff where you feel like you don't have time for anything and you're hardly making anything with your effort. So something to think about, but it certainly is the root of most successful eBay stores. I'll just leave it at that. So with that said, and figuring that out is another example of how flipping ain't easy. And have a great week, and we will talk to you here very, very soon.
We love you guys. God bless.
Take care.